the juggernaut known as the 100 greatest video games of all time rolls on. We have reached number 77, and we've got something special for you, Canada. This is the NHL Series from our good friends at Electronic Arts.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yes, this is a venerable franchise. It's had some ups and downs. It hasn't always been at the top of its game. It's had a really good battle with the 2K series from 2K Sports.
Snuffed it out finally.
Yeah, it finally killed it. Score! I think the NHL Series stands because it started incredibly strong on the Genesis especially. Such an incredible game. It was a game that was accessible to a lot of people, obviously made famous by the scene in Swingers. But then over the course of NHL's development, obviously the team behind NHL at EA Canada got larger and a little bit more sophisticated. They want to make something a little bit more simulation-worthy.
The new NHL, and this started, I think, in 2008, NHL really was reborn. Yes. It was kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Completely snuffing out the 2K series.
Completely putting that out of its misery. Yep. But you know what? It also set the bar high in quality for all the other sports franchises out there. And I think you owe a great debt to the team at EA with their NHL series for delivering a high-quality product year after year, finding new ways to squeeze more magic out of this franchise, which I don't know how they do it.
Just the idea of being able to jump into the skates of these athletes and pull off these maneuvers, you feel superhuman.
Well, I'll tell you one thing they never forget, that this is a video game.
That's true.
They don't go too far with the sim aspects the way that some other franchises have been guilty of over the years. You know what? In fact, let's take a minute, take a trip down memory lane. Here's a look back at the NHL Series.
NHL 98 now, here again, another great hockey game. EA's presentation on hockey is just amazing.
Definitely.
I mean, in between plays, they show the skaters skating around. They show, it's just like you're watching on TV. Play-by-play on the announcer is really cool. I was jealous when I heard that. I'm like, man, those guys did that really good.
I've been playing the NHL games for years, and this is the first one that I played on the PlayStation that sort of jacked up my excitement level for playing video game hockey again.
Okay.
And it's not so much the finer points. I think it's the whole grand detail that is in the game. It really got the NHL presentation down pat. It really feels like you're watching a television broadcast.
Right.
And the play-by-play blew my mind. I couldn't believe how smooth it was.
It was real smooth.
Every pass is right on the money.
The gameplay is better still in EA, in NHL 2001.
I used to feel that way about the face-off game until NHL 98, when they started to make it a lot more flashy with better voiceover and better commentary and a lot more features, and that's stayed true up to now. NHL 2001, EA's game, is loaded with features. I liked NHL 2001 better because it's got things like the NHL Challenge mode, where if you create a player and you complete all these different objectives, you can get points that you can use to make your player better.
The first one we're going to talk about is NHL 2004 from Electronic Arts.
Well, you know, EA has always been the king of hockey.
Yes. EA had something to prove this year, and what they've done, they went back to the drawing board. They hired a whole bunch of new people. They brought in the team from Black Box that worked on the NHL Hits games. It's a brand new experience.
But what they did include is a lot of the general manager and franchise mode that you see in the Madden game.
One of the coolest things about this game is how many different ways you can play the game. I mean, the general manager mode is a terrific example. If you just want to have the strategic planning and all of the orchestration that's behind the scenes on making hockey a fun sport, you can do that.
I'll tell you what the best thing about this game, though, is, and no one's ever really done it too well, but they do it perfect, is the fighting aspect.
Yes, fighting's excellent in this game.
EA's hockey is unbelievable. Let's show them how they do it.
They're grabbing the jersey. They don't have sticks in their hands. It is the review we dread every year because they do an awesome game every year, and we wonder how the hell they're going to top themselves, and how the hell are we going to say something that's unique about this incredible series. We're talking about NHL 13. Right out of the gate, I got to say, this is really a damn awesome game. The big story with this game is there's two things. There's the physics-based skating, which does feel a little bit different. It takes about 3 or 4 games before you go, oh yeah, this is totally different.
It feels a little bit different. And the way that you gauge how different it feels is by going back and playing NHL 12 again. And then you're like, wow, I can't go backwards after playing this very forward-looking game.
So congratulations, NHL from EA Sports. You are number 77 on the top 100 games of all time list.
Dueling goal sound.